Why most ancient humans died before 30. You're 29 years old. In the ancient world, that practically made you an elder, a survivor, the wise old one everyone came to for advice. And if you're watching this right now, you've already outlived most humans who ever lived. But that famous fact, the one where ancient people died before 30, it's true and it's a lie at the exact same time. The number is real. What it's telling you is not. And that gap is going to mess with your head. So let's kill the myth first. When someone says the average lifespan was 30, your brain pictures a world full of 30-year-olds keeling over, old and gray at 28, right? Wrong. Completely wrong. Because that one little word, average, is doing something sneaky. It's hiding a brutal secret about who was actually dying back then. And spoiler, it was not the grown-ups. Here's the part they never put on the graph. In the ancient world, being born was the single most dangerous thing you'd ever do. Some estimates say close to 1 in 3 babies didn't reach age 5. Roughly half never made it to their teens. Half. So picture 10 kids playing in the dirt. On average, 5 are gone before they ever grow up. That's what crushes the number down to 30. But now flip it around, because this is where it gets good. If you survived that gauntlet, if you made it past, say, 15, the math swung hard in your favor. You were not doomed to drop dead at 30, not even close. A teenager in ancient Rome could realistically expect to reach their 50s, sometimes their 60s, their 70s. For the survivors, that whole die young story just falls apart. If that just rewired something in your head, do me a quick favor and tap like. It really does help this reach more people who still believe the myth. Okay, so if adults could live long, what was picking them off one by one? And this is the part nobody talks about. It usually wasn't old age. It was tiny stuff. A scratch that got infected, a bad tooth, a fever with no name. Think about how wild that is. Today you get a cut, you slap on a bandage, done. Back then, that same cut could turn into a death sentence in a week. No antibiotics, no pharmacy. A rotten tooth could push an infection straight into your blood and kill you. People genuinely died from stuff you'd fix on your lunch break. Their bodies weren't weak. Their world just had zero backup. But one killer stood in a league of its own, and it came for women. Childbirth. For almost all of human history, having a baby was one of the deadliest things a woman could do. Every single pregnancy was a real gamble with her life. No hospitals, no surgery when it went wrong. And that one brutal fact quietly reshaped entire societies in a way you've probably never once thought about. Because so many women died young, in a lot of ancient cultures, marriage started early and families formed fast. The whole clock of life just ran quicker. Not because people aged faster, but because time itself felt short. Quick question while you're here. Does all this make you feel lucky to be alive now, or a little uneasy? Drop your gut reaction below. I actually read them. And let's smash one more myth while we're at it. You've probably pictured ancient people as wrinkled and worn out by 30. Frail. Ancient. Nope. A healthy 30-year-old back then looked pretty much like a healthy 30-year-old today. Same skin, same strength. They did not age and fast forward. So if their bodies could last just like ours, why do we still treat 30 like some kind of finish line? Here's a strange little truth. That nagging feeling that 30 is getting old, it's not really about your body at all. It's a leftover echo. For thousands of years, 30 actually was deep into adult life, because so few made it much further. That fear got baked into our stories, our sayings, our bones. You inherited an alarm clock set for a world that doesn't even exist anymore. But here's a twist that flips the whole sad story upside down. In a world where reaching old age was rare, the ones who made it became almost sacred. An old person wasn't a burden. They were a library, the only place a whole tribe's knowledge lived. Which plants heal, which ones kill, where the water hides in a drought. Grandma wasn't fragile. Grandma was survival itself. So every time one of those elders died, it wasn't just a funeral. It was a library burning to the ground. Stories, cures, maps, memories, gone in a single breath because nobody had written any of it down. That's the quiet tragedy hiding under that cold little number. It was never really about dying young. It was about how much walked out the door every time someone did. So let's finally close the loop we opened at the start. Ancient humans died before 30. Is it true? Technically, yes, the average really was around 30. But it was never a world where everyone dropped dead on their 30th birthday. It was a world with a savage front gate, babies, mothers, infected cuts, and a wide-open field of long life waiting on the other side for anyone who slipped through. And that flips how you should see your own life right now. You didn't just get lucky. You were born on the winning side of the deadliest gate in human history. That birthday you quietly dread? Your ancestors would have given anything for it. Aging isn't the curse. Aging is the prize almost nobody used to win. So next time you feel a little too old, remember, you're living the dream they died reaching for. If this shifted how you see your own age even a little, subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And if you want your mind bent even harder, watch the one on screen now. It's about something your body is still secretly doing that hasn't changed in 100,000 years.